Welcome to this video where I will be showing the new implementation of WebAuthn on SIM identity. So here I have an org where I have installed the package and I have started configuring the WebAuthn authentication for a specific realm. So if you have not seen, you can have a look at our other videos where you can learn how to configure a realm and deploy SIM identity in your org. So just to make it quick, I'll just navigate to the realm where I want to add WebAuthn as a second factor authentication. So here, for example, in the ACRs, you can see that when an application would request AL1, a user would be able to log in with either a password and a TOTP or a password and WebAuthn platform. Here I keep 30 seconds for max age for both second factors, just to be able to do quickly a demo. You can change these values to something that would be little bit longer to allow your users to not have to log in or use the second factor every single time. And just to quickly show you how a WebAuthn configurator is done. So for example, here within the community, the second factor would last for 1 day. But for that specific realm, it will be requested every 30 seconds. Here you have a lot of details and a lot of configuration for WebAuthn. So for example, this is a platform authenticator, meaning that it will use Windows Hello, Touch ID, or the fingerprints from Android and iOS. User verification is discouraged, but we'll just change it, for example, to required. This would depend on your business needs. Attestation, which is just what information do you need from the device to be validated on the backend. So for here, I will just say none, because this is an example where we will use like Android and iOS fingerprints, and we will not need to validate that it is coming from iOS and Android. You can look at our documentation for more information on the different types of attestation. And you fill the rest of the information and you are good to go. I'll go here to our website in the playground. I have configured the realm, I have configured the client ID, a client secret. In this specific request, I will make sure to use AL1, just so that the user is challenged for his second factor. And I would just click go. It redirects me to the login page because I don't have a session. I would have to log in. So here, for example, I'll just use my username and password. This is just the standard login page from Salesforce, but if you have already a login page on your community, you will be able to use it. I click on login. I don't want to save my password. So here the experience for multi-factor authentication is really up to each subscriber to do whatever they want. This is just a demo where the first thing will be to challenge the user with an authenticator that is used across devices. So for example, here as a user, I have already registered TOTP. So I am just opening my Google Authenticator on my phone. I get my TOTP, I click next. And for example, here I can just tell the user, because he has a device that supports Windows Hello, he can just enroll his biometrics so that next time when he comes back, he will not have to enter the TOTP, but rather use Windows Hello. I can just click enroll, and here it will prompt me for my PIN. So I have a computer which doesn't have facial recognition or fingerprints, so it prompts me for my PIN. I can just enter the PIN and I am good to go. I go back to the application. And here, for example, you see that the ID token includes the AL, because this is what has been satisfied during the last login. I have entered my password, my OTP, and I have done multi-factor authentication with user presence because I was challenged by Windows Hello. The user presence has been validated. So here you have the list of AMRs for this specific session. So now let's switch to a mobile device and see what would be the experience for an Android phone. So now we switch to an Android device. It has exactly the same configuration. So I will just go to login. I'll just enter my username and my password. I will not save my password because on this device I have already registered my fingerprint. It prompts me automatically, but here I can just cancel and I see that I have two options and I choose validate biometrics, and here I'm go back and I'm logged in. Now let's go back to the Windows machine. As you might have guessed, 30 seconds have already passed. I will try to go again and try to authenticate, try to make a new request. So here I go back, so I'm not prompted for my first factor because the password is valid for the duration of a Salesforce session, and which makes me go directly to the verify your identity, and here similar to the mobile phone. So now I'm not prompted for a TOTP, but I'm prompted for my Windows Hello PIN. So I can just enter it. It will look up for the information, validate that it is the right one, and I go back and I'm logged in again. And here you can see that the ACR is still AL1 and the AMRs include all the ones that have been defined. I hope this video has shown you quickly how you can set up specific policies per application and per realm, and we'll see you guys on the next one.